Hey everyone, hey Restore Plus family, hey Team Transform family, how are you doing? What's up? How's your start to the week? How's your Monday coming along? Uh, I hope that everyone is having a great start to the week. It's the beginning of the year, so let's get all those things that we want to change. Let's get all those things done. And for me, the weekend, it was it was a tough weekend for me personally, for my family. The reason for that is it's kind of like bittersweet for us because this weekend my dad passed away. Actually, before the weekend, he passed away. So a few days ago, and it was tough. It was it was a few days. It was 2 days actually. Is today supposed it was supposed to be his 74th birthday, and he was several days short of that. Bittersweet I say is because he didn't have to suffer anymore, and family didn't have to endure so much heartache and suffering also. So that's kind of like the bittersweet part of it. It was a rough weekend, just thinking about things. And for me, what I would want to share with everyone is kind of like my experience with this. Just to let you know, my dad and I, we didn't have a great relationship. I think most of my family didn't have a great relationship with my dad, and he's it's kind of like I say it's an old school Chinese man. He goes home, he works, goes home, and he's hands off when it comes to raising the kids. And I can tell you, I can't even remember when was the last time he hugged me. Don't really have pictures together aside from some of my school pictures when I'm receiving honors, stuff like that. And we didn't really talk much. I guess I have to say, last time we really talked was 8 years ago, and when I was, when I got married, and before that, it's probably 7 years. When I first came to the States. It's really, we don't really talk much. We, don't connect and communicate as much. And with him passing away, it made me reflect on a lot of things. And that's what I definitely would want to share with you guys. One thing is, like around December, and for some reason, actually, I was talking to my coach, and my coach actually told me, "Hey, you know what, Reg? Reach out to people who have some relationship issues with." And at that time, I can be pretty stubborn. I said to myself, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do it, later, and I don't want to do it now. I don't feel like it. I'm not ready. All that kind of nonsense excuse." And I said, "I want to do it later," and then, long story short, that later never came. A few days ago, my mom told me that, my dad was not doing well, and even at that time, I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm busy," all these things. And I said, "I'm not, I'll call this weekend." That weekend, came, but the opportunity never came because he passed away already. And for me, and that's, looking back and celebrating and looking back who, his life, who he is. I think I got, even though we didn't have a great, relationship, definitely a big influence in my life. He loved to serve people, and I think that's where I got my passion for serving people. He served people, in the Chinese community in the Philippines. And it's sad that because he served people there, but he served people who didn't give an ish. It didn't care about him. They just treated him like a servant, and that's, for me, that's sad. And for me, it's a difference I mean, I serve people, and we want to impact people's lives. People appreciate what we actually do. Um, but I think that's where I got my passion to serve is from him. Just brought it to a different level, something more meaningful to people who actually cared. And because when he passed away, those people who we serve was never even there, you know. Um, and aside from that, he's, as one of my, like some of my friends said before, you know, he shows tough love, you know. And that's why he wasn't really very close to, you know, his family and his kids. And for me, that made me realize, hey, you know what, these are things that I would not want to do with my own kids. And that shaped my, you know, my mentality, my mindset, my opinion on how I would want to raise my son. You know, and you know, I love my son to death, and I want to have the best relationship, you know, the closest relationship with him as possible, despite the situation that we have. And you know, those are learning experiences for me. That yes, it may not be the most positive, but using some of those not so positive into something that will be better, you know, in the future. So. But then, you know, the regret sets in because there are, you know, things he never got to see, you know, what I've done, you know, the people I've served, never got to see. You know, we grew up poor, we didn't have money, and never got to see the success that, you know, my siblings and I have achieved. He never even got to meet my son, you know. You know, my son never got to, you know, meet his grandpa. And those are the regrets that I have. Yeah, it's tough. I wasn't even sure if I would make this video, because I had to, you know, really reflect on that and make sure I can, you know, compose myself enough to be able to carry the message across. But that's what I did a lot this weekend, and I did a lot of reflecting, journaling, made some realizations there. Hey, you know what? I gotta get my life together. I don't want to have and go to the same direction. You know, and I had failed relationships before, where you know my ex-fiance from college cheated on me, and you know, got divorced from my ex-wife, and you know, then I don't want to head to a path, the same direction that nobody would be really, you know, very caring, you know, if you were not, you know, there. I know things happen for a reason. It's better for him. He's not suffering anymore. My brother and my sister-in-law in the Philippines who take care of him, I think they're in a better position, a better place right now also, a better situation, because you know, my dad really is not an easy person to get along with, especially the last few years. So right now, I think I feel like it frees up everyone. But those are things that I, you know, realize. What I want you to do, or my message to you is, I hope you won't make the same mistake as I made. I shared that with my staff this morning when I had the team meeting. Don't make the same mistake as I made. Don't keep pushing things back. If you have people that you have, maybe you have wrong, you know, people that you want to connect with, just do it. Do it now. Pick up your phone, send a quick text, you know, anything, make a quick phone call. Because if you keep pushing it off, it may not come, it may not happen. And that's what happened for me, and that's not something I would want you to do. I don't want you to be able to, I don't want you to regret that, you know, for the rest of your life. And that's something that I came to a realization where I have to come to terms with. And those are things that, you know, I would learn from, and I want you to learn from my experience and not go through the same mistake, because it's not easy, and it's not something I would want you to do. All right. So that's you know, that's my message for tonight. I know it's a little longer, but it's, you know, just for me, I just want to tell the stories, and you know, it's right from, you know, from my heart and what I thought. And yeah, and that's you know, to my dad, I send the prayers out. Dad, I know, you know, we talk much, but I always say, I never got said it before, but I want to say, I love you, wherever you are. I know you'll be watching over us. It might be at the house. I know there are ways, right? I believe in those. I just want to say that sorry for everything. Hopefully we made you proud. But and then being in a video, I think there's something that we can look back on. Anyway, so that's my message for tonight to you guys, and just put in my message there for my dad. Forward to seeing you again. See you guys next week, and have a great rest of the week. Yeah, bye.